Welcome to the Whittemore Center for tonight's matchup between the Oyster River-Portsmouth Clippercats and the Hanover Bears. Been on this journey for a while. These two teams have battled for a long time, but the past 4 years for sure. Always a tough game. Definitely what everyone's looking for, though. Great competition. Bears definitely bring that. Teams will come out for the face-off here. Face-off won by the Bears, but they'll lose. Losing the neutral zone. Spencer with it. Center in the slot. There come the Bears out of the zone. They'll clear their zone right on the attack. That's a shot and a goal. Just like that, Bears are on the board. Number 4. The Bears will get that in there. Bears with the puck in the neutral zone. Will be picked up by Farwell. A little bit far off for stick, but she'll regather it with the neutral zone. Pass gets past Metcalf into the zone. Bears will take it behind their net. Clippercats change the forward line. Bears off the boards. Alvarez comes down. Shot is blocked. Bears with it behind the net. They'll send it over to the far wall. Centering across. Here comes number 11. They'll take it wide. Into the slot. Shot is another goal. Two shots, 2 goals for Hanover. Face off, one forward by Hanover. Gets into the neutral zone. Dumas will give chase along the near wall here. Comes back up the wall. Gazowski shot on net. That's going to come out into center ice. Rinko with it. She'll try to flip it over to Kane. Here comes Hanover into the zone. Skoglund knocks the puck off initially. Follower gets it further in. Rinko will send it up the wall. Metcalf on the ice. Back behind the net. Rinko will get the puck out into the corner. Centering pass intercepted by Gazowski. Gazowski will send it over to Metcalf. Barwell's out on the ice. Up into the zone. Applying pressure. That pass will miss. Gets to Skoglund. She'll be instantly under pressure. She'll bounce it off the wall. Barwell will pick that up. Gets tripped. Stays on her skates. Nice job. And she'll send that puck down around the backside. Simpson all the way to the far side. Gets there. Puck will get out into the neutral zone here. Hanover on the near wall will chip that in, go on the change. Puck bounces out front. Barwell will pick that up. No miscommunication, leaves that puck right in the middle of the ice. Gould will pick it up through the neutral zone. She'll gain the offensive zone. Shot, and that was offsides. Puck will come out back to the neutral zone. 2-0. With goals by Hanover. See if the Clipper Cats can settle things down and get into some rhythm here. Hanover will send up the zone. Puck's deep, and that'll be icing on Hanover. Wazowski wins the faceoff back. Skoglund with a shot. Back behind the net. Wazowski with it. Centering pass by Kane. Come out to Renko. Renko will send it back down to Kane. Kane sends it across the middle. Puck will get rimmed all the way around. Renko gets to the wall, sends it back in below the goal line. Hanover will try the near wall. Rims it back around as well. Here comes Hanover. They've got numbers. 3-on-2. Hopefully the back check gets back. Shot very wide of the net. Rims all the way around. Hanover able to keep that in. Back into the neutral zone. Kane will flip the puck in as she, well, they're going to call it icing. I thought she might have reached mid-ice with the stick anyway. It'll come all the way back down. Clipper Cats will get a change. Hanover with a late change. Officials say not this time. Center is kicked out. Face-off won by Hanover. And here comes Farwell with the puck. Farwell will come into the zone on the near side. Push into the center. Centers it to Metcalf. And that puck does go wide of the post. Good opportunity. Thinking there. Shot by Alvarez, wide of the net. That'll get covered up. Farwell with the face-off. That's going to get through the zone. It'll be a foot race for the puck. Pulled back for it, covered up wisely by Boussier. Cats will change up the line here. Puck pops loose across the slot, over the wall. He's sent up the wall. Hanover keeps that in. Down to the hash mark. Centering. Wazowski with the puck. Through the neutral zone. Get into the zone, send it down below the goal line and give chase. It's going to come around to the near wall. Skoglund keeps it in briefly. Comes back out. Renko cuts across. And chips it in. And then Hanover dumps the puck, goes on a change. Renko with it back behind the net. Puck's lost on the wall. Renko back with it. Good to pass. Sends it up the wall to Kane. Gets past Kane's stick, back below the goal line. Skoglund with it. Off Hanover. Puck's loose in the middle. Skoglund goes and chips it out of the zone. Hanover gets it back into the zone. Skoglund back behind the net. And bad pass up front and shot wide of the net, deflected. Take a deep breath, girls. Here comes Barwell into the neutral zone. Looking for an arm. I don't see an arm up. No icing for it. Hanover coming the other way. Gould with it in the neutral zone. She'll bounce it off the wall. Hanover takes it back. Gives it back to Houle. Houle to Metcalf, but Hanover will get the puck, dump it in. Hanover on the change, most of them. But wins the foot race down to the corner. Centering pass. Houle there to get it out to the wall. Metcalf will pull it off the wall and center it. Intercepted. Here comes Gazowski with it. Gazowski in the slot with a shot, a goal. Great shot by Gazowski. Bring the Clipper Cats within one. Hanover wins the puck back into their zone. Back for it behind the net. Rims it around the far wall. Houle comes down the wall. Puck will be sent into the neutral zone. Houle sends it back up the wall to Farwell, helped out by Dumas. Out to Alvarez. Alvarez will bounce that off the wall here. Comes back up to Alvarez. She'll send it in. Tip to the wall. Farwell with it. Gets pinched off behind the net. Stretch pass here for Hanover. Alvarez will get back to the puck. Sends it into the neutral zone. Puck will go wide. Houle's on the far side. Tries to bounce it out. Intercepted by Alvarez. She'll take a little space. Nice job. Bounces it off the wall. Intercepted by Hanover. Back to the Clipper Cats. That's Metcalf with it. Puck's going to come over to the near wall. Hanover's got possession along the wall. Looking to center it. Rinko will shovel that back into the zone. Voracek. It is a little light tonight. Does need to be aggressive. It's coming down the slot. Rinko will poke it to the wall. Loose puck, and then gathered up by Boussier. Face off one back by Hanover, out to the point. Trying to slip it down to the slot. Bounces off the wall. Hanover's the first one to these pucks. Puck's out front. Rinko clears it. Back out to the point. Coming down the slot. All kinds of space and room. And that is an awful long time with no whistle. Absolutely. But the Clipper Cats clog it up in the middle. And we'll get a face-off on the far dot. Face-off's one out to the wall. Rinko will bounce it up to the point. Clipper Cats blast out of the zone. Simpson will chip it into the near corner. Farwell's there. Sends it behind the net. Simpson will chase to the far wall. Hanover sends it up to Rinko. Rinko will take a shot wide of the net. There's Farwell on the near side. She'll send it back to Skoglund. Skoglund with a shot. Gets deflected. Hanover coming the other way. Rinko will pick it up along the wall. Sends it to the far side where Farwell was waiting. Barwell will move it out of the zone. Dumps it in. Beaupre and Metcalf here on the near wall, and there's a whistle. It's going to be a penalty on Hanover, number 19. Hanover bounces it behind the net. Wins it off the face-off. That's going to come up the wall. So the Cats on the power play, but... And here come the Clipper Cats on the attack. Gazowski with it. Pull it over the near wall. Kane and offsides. Face off won by Hanover, back to the wall. Skoglund will chip it back in and sent across. Rinko knocks it wide. Takes a little space. Nice job, reset. Moving up through the zone. She's going to dump that in. Farwell will chase it into the corner. Bounces up the wall. Skoglund can't hold it in. Goes back for it. A little hit. Farwell coming across the other side. Slides off the puck, but she gains possession again. Takes off into the zone. She's got Metcalf coming down the slot. Simpson at the high slot. Metcalf supports down low. Farwell chips it past. Just over Rinko's stick. She'll race back. She's got pressure right away. She's tied up. Still got the possession. Back behind the net. Sends it over to Skoglund on the near side. Skoglund sends it, but... And it'll end up on... That was Beaupre with a shot. Hanover's going to send it all the way down. 5 seconds left on the penalty. That's Houle back for it. Even strength now. Houle picks it up, loses it. And puck's loose in the circle. Farwell will get it out of the zone, but give it back to Hanover. Hanover will chip that in. Bounces it off the wall. Farwell will center that out to Beaupre. Give it back to Hanover. Forecheck by Farwell. Coming out of the zone. Support by Simpson. Hanover maintains possession into the zone. Hanover will keep it in for a moment. Metcalf's able to clear the zone. Hanover's back for it. No rimmet around the far side. Simpson's there. Metcalf supporting. Hanover coming the other way. Poke checks missed, and there's a shot. Good save by Bussiere. Over to the far wall, coming out to the point. Hanover keeps that in. Slap shot, deflected, rebound. Shot goes wide of the net. Puck's loose out front. Hanover is able to keep that puck in the zone. Shot, good save by Bussiere. And over with it, pulls off the wall, backhand. Able to chip that to the wall was Bussiere. Hanover still with the puck. They'll center it. Off the glass. Hanover will keep that in. There's another shot. Blocked and saved. Barlow with the face-off. Hanover with the puck. Shot. Saved by Bussiere. Face-off won back by Hanover. To the point. Shot. Bussiere gloves it. Save. Face-off won by Hanover. Out to the point. Shot. Bussiere with the save. Hanover in the corner. They'll send it out to the point. They keep that in. Shot. Blocked. Centering pass to Farwell. Farwell in the zone. Centering. Beaupre too far out of the slot. He comes Hanover the other way. We'll step into the zone. A shot. Not much on it. And saved. Yeah, I think it'll be a good lesson for the team to tighten up the passes a little bit. Not as long passes, certainly not through the center of the ice. Picking up a little practice, moving with each other. Not wide of the net. Back behind of the net, centering, and that's going to be a goal off the one-timer. Another goal for Hanover, 3-1. Faced off one by Hanover. Rico will get it over to the near wall. It's past Skogling. Picked up by Hanover down below the goal. Stenine pass. Shot. Gonna get deflected. Another shot. A third shot. Fourth shot. Fifth shot. And the Clipper Cats cleaved it out of the goal. Great job by Bussiere and the D there to keep that puck out of the zone. The goal was a volley of shots. Well, we'll see you on the other side of intermission.
so I missed it.
Oh no.
This was watching my TV.
Okay.
I was taking it back over.
So already in love.
Not love, but I said, I gotta get to bed. So I gotta go. So it's already at work at 6:30. So but that was great. Then just dozing off. She takes it. Ding. Oh, she's got her own phones. And then the top of it up. She's watching on TV. So she was able to rewind it, take a video of it, and then text it to me.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Very cool.
Thanks for making it all happen. Holy cow. It's gonna happen next year. What are you doing next year?
I don't know. I mean, I do a little bit of the boys when I can. Maybe I'll do something else too if I can. It's interesting. I mean, like, this is easy. Like, this is so easy. The boys are here. Well, I mean, like, it's just fun. Like, it's everything's works well. It's, you know, so like when the boys are playing and it's no fun, I'm home. Right? So watch the game and do this.
Yeah.
So
It's a second nature. You know everything.
yeah, and that's the thing. Once it's set up, it is just pretty easy. So
Yeah. It's like I drive a stick shift. Nobody can get in my car and drive it pretty much, you know?
Listen,
I don't even think about it, you know? Same thing. There was a
there's not many of them anymore.
no, there was a Jeep on the shipyard that had a sticker in the back window. It's really good picture. It's like a shift back. And it said, this vehicle is equipped with manual anti-theft locks. You know, there's no interest.
My son and me into this thing. Of course, you gotta drive it. It's the only stick I have, so this is the one.
I have the original motor of the 95 my garage. It's got a great engine. I mean, 1.8 liter. It's right up the road on new one. But it's so fully right. That's the story.
That's it.
It is really nice. Yeah.
That is, you don't need much more.
No. It's like I say,
I was gonna say, all day with some white babies.
oh yeah.
You don't even need the snow.
I mean, I paid the price for it. I used to love driving in the snow.
Well, you think about it now, like, it's like the fall.
Yeah.
So I commuted,
Yeah.
like I before down 95, just like every time you hit the gas, it just kind of, and it was just like slow lane, just this, all the way down 95 to hit that thing, and like cringed thinking about my kids driving in the snow. Oh crap. Like you used to, you know?
So if I get that back on the road, it's not going to see me this anymore. No slush.
What's it mean?
I used to start it every month, and then it wouldn't run anymore. It wouldn't start. The body won't go around, the headlights fall down, the dashboard doesn't have a signal, the radio still works. Yeah, it needs, when it ran, it would start over, convert it, so it's time. It needed an oil. Left it every corner. Yeah, it's not slow.
Not slow.
Not slow.
Can't buy a manual truck anymore. Yeah, I was gonna say they can be nice. They're fine, comfortable, high petrol. Move really well. Moves like butter. Yeah, I'm for it. But yeah, they have much of anything.
1.8 liter, I wouldn't have a problem getting speed to the next one. I learned early and I got one for a long time. It has a half engine, 46 Oyster.
Really?
It's track proof. It's not Oyster.
Yeah. Well, tell me what the words are. I wasn't quite sure. That's all it is.
You can,
I have to be honest. I'm just so hard to get.
so the airbags, they're all Okay, here we go. Turn. Boom. Just a big turn. Do it this way. That saves me a lot of time.
Oh, I'm right.
Well, we'll get it. Always be fine. This is the love I gotta get right now.
That's right. Yeah.
I don't need to be sitting at home picking up car parts. Either 95, I'm gonna be very soon no longer available.
It's pretty cool. I
See
like
where I
it.
go.
I like it.
I was reading some car. Certain muscle cars. Like a 72-year-old.
That's what I was feeling. It's like the, '90s is classic.
Yeah, think about it.
You know,
Mine's 95 and tells me 19 plates.
and my first one was a '96.
My brother has, neither of them runs, he's got a 1988 BMW 220. Of course not, you know, but yeah, he's got dreams. Put that together.
No, there'll be a time. My son sent me a picture of he's driving on the playgrounds and sends me a picture of Cobra Shell.
Yeah. Yep.
On a trailer. He goes, oh, it looks like someone was trying to project. I'm like, that looks like someone who just bought some project.
Yeah.
Or, like, actually, it looks like they just put a shell in. Back when that's a fact.
Right. You can't have two parts first. One of them needs to be.
I always needed to drive. Always needed to drive. That was the problem with the first one. Is that I wanted to play with it because it wasn't until I got a second car that actually set the
I was
garage in
real
pieces.
nervous. Way before I was married, I was always nervous about putting it on the track. Because I needed to drive. I said, if I wrap this car up, I'm riding my bike for a little bit.
Yeah, well, and I drove the car to the track.
Yeah, exactly. And I'd have to bum a ride home.
That's right.
And then I'd ride my bike to work in the morning, and that was fun. Yeah, a lot of memories.
Yeah, same.
I gotta get it back.
I get
My
that.
wife's encouraging me, which is great. But I got my priorities. I know what they are. I don't want to
Me
show
too.
people responsibilities.
Me too. There'll be a time
And I
and a
know once
place.
I'm an empty nester, there'll be more time.
Well, it's
Even if she doesn't want to give me the time to give me now, I don't care. I'll still give it to her. And then,
the BMW we replaced my son with. I was told that he's been driving. 335 XI. And he bought it. So empty nester. He ended up getting himself just the Honda Type R. There must be a Civic Type R. And that was the first time. I'm like, oh, that's fun. I might as well fun track car. So,
yeah.
but that was his plan. Go do autocross and other courses.
Yeah.
All right, you're gonna have a good time. That'll be a car you can drive home on.
Yeah. But you don't wrap it up.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's
Yeah, I saw a number of cars wrapped up at the track.
keep it between the guardrails. And then I grew up like around track racing, and then realized that the track up in Tamworth.
Oh yeah. Cup Motorsport.
Yeah,
I was on that.
Yes. So my car from my family was a track car. I love to see that.
Were you on the track?
No, we went to watch. I had a friend who was the guy who worked with me was the coach.
All right, teams coming out of the locker rooms from intermission. Great crowd here for the Clipper Cats, cheering on. Nice to see. After the first period, Clipper Cats down 1-3 against Hanover. They got those two quick goals. Two quick goals off the face-off. Off two face-offs. See if we have a different outcome. And there looks to be a penalty already on the Clipper Cats. There's an arm up. Hanover with the puck. That's going to be a whistle. And the Clipper Cats 21 going into the penalty box. Clipper Cats. So Hanover on the power play. And Clipper Cats trying to get that puck out of the zone. Hanover able to keep it in briefly. Off to the races goes Farwell into the zone. She gets a shot, goes wide of the net. And Hanover will come back on the attack. Alvarez back for it. Will bounce it off the glass to Farwell. Farwell gets it out of the zone. So the Cats will clear the zone. Hanover fans on the pass, which will allow Farwell to pick it up. And she'll dump that in. Nice job. That's going to rim around to the near side. Rinko comes down the wall and puts it on the boards. Here comes Hanover the other way. Hanover with a shot, deflects off Alvarez. Nice job. Puck behind the net. Comes up. Low angle shot is deflected. That's going to be in the high slot. Back to the corner, and Alvarez eats that one again. Nice job. Clipper Cats unable to get out of the zone, but Kozowski will pick up a loose puck. She'll get it into the neutral zone. Going to get behind the net. Comes up. Rinko will send it to the far corner. 24 seconds left. Who will center it to Beaupre. Gets past Beaupre to the wall. Hanover will pick that up, take it back behind the net. Hurl back to the near wall. Bounces it off the wall. Gets past Rinko. Who behind her. We'll send that down behind the net. Farwell back out, intercepts the pass from Hanover. And it's even strength. There comes Hanover. We'll get that puck, send it over to the near wall. Back out to the point, shot. Foussier unable to cover up the puck. Hanover's pass to the point ends up going all the way down. There'll be no icing for that. Pass goes out to the far wall. Rimmed around back to the near side, but the D was on a change. Hanover will enter the zone cleanly. Puck into the far corner. Back for it is Metcalf. Metcalf will bounce it up the wall. There's going to be a shot deflected and covered up by Foussier. A little more tempo from the Clipper Cats here in the second period. They were able to successfully kill off the penalty. Back out to the point for Hanover. Shot blocked by Dumas. Dumas will clear the zone. Soft touch in and be waved off for icing. Hanover back for it behind the net. Kozowski applying pressure. Dumas on the near side. Rinko coming down the wall to keep it in. Sends it along the goal line. Hanover coming up the middle with the neutral zone. Will intercept that pass, feeds it out to the zone. Dumped across by Dumas. Kane able to get it low initially. Comes to Rinko. Rinko with the shot. Goes to the far corner. Farwell was just coming down the zone. It's a shot with a save for Hanover. Hanover coming the other way. Good job by Skoglund to chip it to the wall. Here on the near side. Metcalf keeps it in. Simpson with it. Shot goes wide of the net. Hanover will transition on the attack. They come through the neutral zone with speed. They're going to get around Skoglund. Shot, save. Comes back out to the point. Shot goes wide of the net. Metcalf will go to the far wall to pick it off. Centers it over to Farwell. And Hanover back on the attack. Might go with a poke check, 2 poke checks. Hanover with the puck on the near wall. Let's cycle around. Low angle shot goes wide of the net. Behind the net, I should say, out to the point. They'll get another shot on. Clippercats unable to get it out of the zone. And here comes Gazowski, I believe, with the puck. Will enter the zone, gets it wide. Turns, takes a shot, goes behind the net. Clippercats go on the change. Hanover into the zone. Shot, glove save. Great save by Boussier. Goal behind the net will get it up to Dumas. Hanover keeps it in, sends it down below the net. Alvarez will go for it, under pressure immediately. Overalls will send it to the far side. Dumas trying to get there, but Hanover gets there first. Gets the shot off from the point, goes wide of the net. Back out to the point on the near side and intercepted by Farwell. Farwell down the slot. She leaves it behind. There was no support. And Hanover will regather the puck and get through the neutral zone. Offsides, no whistle. Kane will pick that up. It's tangled up along the wall. Hanover will get it out to the point. Penalty pass and great save. Late stick action by Hanover on the goalie. Lucia holds her composure, holds on to the puck. Nice job. Face-off won by Hanover, gets a great shot and a save. Great job by Boussier, tip and save again. Face-off number 3, won by the Clippercats. Goes out to the point, shot, loose puck. Creating a lot of traffic out front. Clippercats will clear the zone here. Hanover will gather it back up. Puck sent into the zone. Skoglund back. Hanover wins the foot race. Skoglund, nice stick. Centering pass to Simpson. Given back to Hanover. Hanover will try to come through. That's going to be no icing. Waved off. Clippercats very slow to get to it. Skoglund does get there. Sends it up the wall to Dumas. Gets past Dumas. Then will slide into Hanover's end. Hanover chips it back off the boards. Puck will come to the near side. Hanover will pick it up with speed, entering the zone. Shot. Rinko deflects it. Blocks that. Puck's loose in the middle. Bounced off the wall. Hanover's going to grab it again. Right back on the tack. Barwell took the puck, and then Hanover takes it back from her. Back and forth here. Puck loose. Feathered over to Barwell. Barwell will get a shot. It's going to go wide of the net. She'll go on the change. That's going to come up to Rinko. Rinko will walk it off the wall a little. Steps it up. There's a shot deflected. Hain back behind the net. Centers. Joe comes down, is able to get that off. Rinko with the puck. Steps it into the zone. Sends it into the corner. Foot race for it. Gets the puck to come to the near side. Nobody there. And Hanover back on the attack. Metcalf able to deflect that down. Break up the entry. Rinko comes in, intercepts the pass from Hanover, gets into the zone, feeds it across, shot. Save for Hanover. Comes back out to the point to Rinko. Rinko will send it down the wall. That'll get past Kane. Behind the net, centering pass, nobody home. That'll come out. Rinko will grab it. Shot. Walks. Save there by Hanover. Off the side. Farwell with a shot. Deflects. Farwell still with the puck. Gets another shot. Clippercats keeping it in. This is the kind of pressure, ladies. Rinko comes down the wall. Keeps that puck in. That's going to go into the corner. Metcalf feeding Farwell. Farwell gets tied up. Here comes Hanover the other way. Puck will get rimmed around and Hanover will regroup. The Cats get a shot that's intercepted. So the Cats will get it down into the zone. Going over to the far wall is Gazowski coming up the wall. Gazowski with the puck. High splash will curl into the dot. Peel back around, send it back to Houle. Houle back to Gazowski. Gazowski, nice move, nice shot. And save. Some momentum here in the second period by the Clippercats. Hasn't netted a goal yet, but it's definitely the energy we want to see. Face-off won by Gazowski. Back to Houle. Blind pass across the middle to Alvarez. Almost intercepted. Game's a little too quick on those long passes across the middle. That's going to go out to the wall. Alvarez gets it. Intercepted by Hanover. Hanover behind the net, crawling around. Muscling the puck, coming away with his Houle. Nice job. Up the wall and shipped into the neutral zone. That's going to be Gazowski sends it down in. Beaupre on the forecheck. Hanover will send it up the wall. Kept in by Alvarez. Alvarez will chip it in off one of the defenders. Metcalf will send it back out to Alvarez. Alvarez steps it off the wall, tries to bounce it down the wall. Metcalf with a shot. That'll be a save. It's going to go over to the far side. Skoglund trying to keep that in. She does. Farwell comes down the wall. And Hanover will pick that up, send it back up the wall. Skoglund trying to keep that in. Here comes Hanover. They're going to be able to attack on the outside, and that's going to be a goal for Hanover. Just wide on the glove side on Bussiere. Nice shot, nice angle. Face-off won by Hanover forward. Skoglund back for it, will bounce it off the wall. Hanover will take it into the zone. Farwell able to get there. Farwell gets tangled up. And some collisions in the middle. Farwell with the puck trying to get it out of the zone. She regroups with it. That's sent in. That'll be an ice line, I believe. No, it's waved off. That's centered pass. Hanover picks it up, passes it to the outside. Dumas there to keep pressure on. Gets support by, I believe that's Gazowski. Coming up to the point. And Hanover aren't able to clear the zone initially. They do. Skoglund there to support. That's going to come over to Rinko on the near side. Rinko hits the pass coming across the middle for Gazowski. Bumps over her stick. Shot. Rinko deflects it wide. Here comes Skoglund with it. And loses the puck. That's going to be a bouncing puck in. And Bussiere, sorry, able to cover that up. Face-off won over by Hanover. Comes up the wall. And we're able to keep it in initially here. Doing this battling for us. Skoglund supporting. Bounces off a player, so Farwell's picking that up. Simpson clears the zone. Gets pinched off here on the near side. Support by Farwell. Rinko sends a pass to Farwell. Farwell into the zone. Backhand shot for the goal. Rinko to Farwell for another net. That'll be 2-4. Hanover still with the lead. A way to get it back, ladies. Just over a minute left here in the... We have too many players on the ice. Just a minute left. Face-off won by the Clipper Cats. Rinko will send that into the zone. Clipper Cats stopped playing the puck. Rinko back for it behind the net. Heron passed initially, comes up the wall to Gazowski. Gazowski will feather it out of the zone. 20 seconds left. There's a shot. Good save by Bussiere. Go over the wall. Pin it up. That'll be the end of the period. We'll come away from the second period 2-4. Hanover with the lead.
I agree with that. All right, man. See ya.
Right, getting ready to get back at it after intermission. So we're going to accelerate the time to get right at it. We're ready to go. Face off won by Gazowski. Go back on the puck. Gonna pass it wide across. Gazowski will stay across, pick it up. Knocked off her stick, but she stays with it. Gets it into the zone and applies pressure. And we'll bounce it around to the near side for a pass wide. Rico bounces it off the wall to Kane. Knocked off Kane's stick. And then Hanover misses on the connection. Gets out to the point. They get a shot that's deflected off Metcalf's skate. Skoglund down behind the net. Support by Gazowski. Gazowski will get pinched off. Hanover will pick that up. And Hanover able to keep it in the zone temporarily. Metcalf punts it into the neutral zone, but picked back up by Hanover. Hanover on the attack. Rico with the block out to the wall. Skoglund will send it up the wall. Puck's bouncing around loose. Farwell will pick it up. She feeds it across to Beaupre. Beaupre into the zone. Beaupre with a shot, glove save. Face off won by Hanover. They're going to come on the attack. We'll send it over to the near side with speed into the circle. Shot. Ooh, off the side of the net. It's going to come back out to Dumas. Dumas will center it across. It's going to go out to Beaupre. Beaupre again into the zone. Unable to get the shot off. That centering pass comes out. Hanover into the zone for the attack. Going to come into the circle, shot, and it's a goal. And Hanover will go up 5-2. It's like number 9. Gazowski with the face-off win. She gets taken off the puck. Puck will come out into the neutral zone. Rico will shovel it to the wall. Hanover grabs it right back into the zone. Skoglund down. Puck's out front. Back out to the wall. Puck comes off the right out front. And coming away with it is Metcalf. Metcalf intercepted through the slot. That's going to be a shot on net and save. Barwell will take the drop. Wins it back to Alvarez. Alvarez with a shot wide of the net. Goes out to the wall. Simpson there feeds Farwell. Farwell will curl around, lose it. Back out to the wall. Simpson trying to center. Hanover with the puck here. Going to come on the near side, and they're on the attack. Hanover with a shot off the back glass. Farwell will come around. Picks it up off the wall. Farwell will feed Dumas. Dumas into the zone. Puck comes off her stick. Farwell there to support. The shot doesn't make its way in. Puck loose in the neutral zone. Alvarez with it. She'll curl up through the zone. She gains entry. Takes it wide. Below the goal line. Loses it off the end of her stick. Hanover will pick that up on the far wall. Sent it to the near side here. And then centering. Hanover gives it to Rinko. Rinko tries to get it to Kane. Gets past Kane, and there'll be an icing. Puck tied up by the Clipper Cats. Puck's loose, and that gets out of the zone. Shot on net. I don't know why it took so long to ring the whistle, but we had the puck. But we decide to blow the whistle, blow it dead. Puck's all the way down. Puck's loose. Skoglund will step in with it. She'll try to take it wide off the end of her stick. Hanover centers it. Intercepted by the Clipper Cats. Rinko back with it. Takes it wide. Bounces it off the wall for Kane. Kane will center it a little beyond Clipper Cat's blade. Metcalf's. Zowski takes it into the zone. It's going to come out to the point. Skoglund with it. Off her stick. Loses possession. Hanover coming the other way. Rinko back to defend. Goes wide. There's a shot. Save. Good job. Boussier was ready for it. Metcalf tries to get it out to Payne. Hanover was ready for it. Right back into the zone. Hanover with a shot wide of the net. Comes back out to the point. Hanover will send it back down below the goal line. Come back up the wall. Metcalf here for it. She'll clear the zone wide. Payne trying to get there. Hanover wins the foot race. Hanover with the puck. That come into the zone. Rinko intercepts. Not once, but twice. Puck will go in, and they'll call for icing. Face-off won by Hanover. D will pass the pucks back. Then a shot. Good save by Boussier. It was above the crossbar. She was ready for it. Missed along the wall. Hanover comes and takes the puck. They collide with the official. Oh, he's unfortunate. They're part of the ice, though. Puck comes to the near side. That's Metcalf with it. Metcalf stretches it out, looking for a place. Wave it off. There's Beaupre going into the zone. Barlow with it in the slot. Gets knocked off her stick. Metcalf gets it back. Down to the corner. Centering pass. Hanover will send it out of the zone. Past Alvarez. Hanover's going to win the foot race to it. Poole back to support. Comes back up to Metcalf. Metcalf centering to Beaupre on the far side. Beaupre able to get to Gazowski. Gazowski will send it in. Rimming around the net. Kane to the far side. Coming down the wall. He's going to get past, I believe that was Rinko, so that'll be, it's no icing. Alvarez back for it. Alvarez bounces it right behind the goal line, back to Hanover, back out to the point. There's a shot. Gets blocked. Zowski. They go on to change, and Hanover back on the attack. Hanover will send it out to the point. Send it to the other D. Shot blocked by Kane. Nice job. And here comes Farwell. Farwell will bounce it off the wall, which she's interfered with. There's going to be a penalty against Hanover. Hopefully she's okay. That was an aggressive. I believe it was just an unfortunate movement. Farwell's up, thankfully. Penalty will be against number 4 on Hanover. And I think there's a timeout. Not sure. They haven't announced who the timeout is on. So timeout's over. I'm not sure what is going on here. Hanover switching who's the penalty on. So they said it's not 4, it was number 9, I guess. Don't have any idea. I think it would be easy enough to just watch what happened. Of course, that has no bearing here in the game. So Clippercats will be on a power play here. That was an interference penalty. That pass comes from Metcalf out to Waco. Feeds Hool. Hool gets a shot off, gets blocked. Clippercats back. So stretches out the pass, and that is intercepted and deflected. Boussier, great save. Shorten up the passes, ladies. Shorten up the passes. Too long, too risky to pass that far across the slot. All game. Clippercats with the puck. Pass. Will get on Hanover's stick. Hanover with the puck. Metcalf comes away with it. Nice job. Farwell will go for the foot race for it. She wins the foot race in the corner, but they're pinned along the boards. Hanover doing a nice job controlling space and time. Farwell sends it out to Rinko. Rinko will send it back down to Farwell. Farwell sends it over to Poole. Poole sends it up the wall and out of the zone. Rinko will pick it up. Send it back over to Hoole. Puck's lost. Farwell picks it up. She's taken down. Metcalf tries to get it to Beaupre. And the puck will clear out. Rinko will reset with it. Rinko will step into the zone, gain the zone, send it down below the goal line. Chaser puck. It'll come up the near side. Poole with it. And puck's going to be sent wide by Hanover. Rinko into the corner. Being pursued. Tied up for it. Rinko will come off the wall with it. 3 seconds left in the penalty. Send it wide to Kane. Kane will enter the zone. Even strength. Hanover will come away with that puck. Beaupre over on the far wall. And that puck is sent into the Clipper Cat bench. But not a ton of production there in the power play. We're even strength now. Just over 5 minutes left. 5-2, Hanover winning. Face-off won by Hanover. Kane will take it into the zone, and she's taken down. Alvarez with the puck here in center ice. Puck mishandled, and here comes Hanover the other way. Kane with it. And Hanover will gain possession here on the blue line. They'll re-enter, and that'll be offsides. Face-off one. Back up the wall. Hanover with the puck coming out to the circle, sends it out to the point. They'll keep that in. Shot, deflects. And Clipper Cats will clear the zone. Back for it. Hanover regroups. It's going to come back in. Alvarez with it. Alvarez bumps it off the wall here to Metcalf. Pinned up along the wall. Alvarez walks away with it. Pushed back into the Clipper Cat zone. Metcalf taken off ice with it. Loses the puck. Gets support by Hoole. Hoole will send it up to Simpson. Simpson into the zone. Puck in the corner. Hanover will come away with that. Good stick by Duelis to interrupt that pass from Hanover. They still maintain possession. Comes out to the point. Farwell will bounce it in. Duelis to give chase here. Running up the wall, centered. It's going to go in. Poole intercepts it, makes some moves through the front. Unable to get the shot off. Puck's right behind her. And it's going into the zone. Poole looked like she bent over there a little bit, but something may have caught her in the stomach area, which is all right. She came off pretty quick. With the puck down behind the long, sends it up. Up the wall. Shot. Great block by Gazowski. Metcalf, nice job. Alvarez with the puck, sends it up, gives it back to Hanover. Hanover will send it wide. Rinko there gets tangled up. We'll take it up the near side here. It's taken off the puck, and Clipper Cats will clear the zone. Hanover back on the attack. Just under 2 minutes. Shot. Fans on it. Rinko trying to get it to Farwell. Shot. Save. The Cats will clear the zone, but Hanover mishandles the puck. We overskate it. And it's going to be an icing here on Hanover. With a minute 33 left, Hanover with a 5-2 lead. Faceoff comes out to the point to Skoglund. Skoglund backhanded down the wall. Dumas trying to center. She centers the pass. Fortunately, unable to connect. Here comes Hanover the other way. Great job. Some stick by Farwell to make sure that shot doesn't get in on net. Simpson over to the far side. Good stick check by Hanover. Sign pass. Rinko intercepts. Comes up the wall here to Metcalf. Trying to get it out of the zone. Hanover will send it back in. Skoglund back behind the net. Under a minute left. Puck's loose in the circle. Farwell will come away with it. Chips it into the neutral zone. Gets to go on the change, and here comes Hanover the other way. They'll turn it over. Let the Cats give it back. Then back down the wall. There's a shot, deflected. Rinko gets in for a shot on goal. That puck doesn't find a home, but gets real close. But the Cats will send that puck back in. Gazowski on the forecheck. And that'll be the end of the game. 5-2 Hanover here in Durham. Certainly not the outcome the Clipper Cats were looking for tonight. I'd definitely say that an important game for the team to battle through. And for that, there'd be a lot to learn from it, take away, and bring it to the next game this weekend. Clipper Cats will be on the road on, I believe, Saturday, out to Keene, if I'm not mistaken. Certainly good luck to Hanover on the rest of their season. I believe we see them again back in Lebanon. Have a great night. See you at the next one.